It's me, Nicholas. So it's our first proper day in Portugal. We arrived yesterday. 215 mile trip. Quite a long day. Started off wet. Once you're out of the Picos, it's pretty uninteresting, I think. There are some mountainous roads. They're not so dynamic and steep. So yeah, we had a wet start to the day, and it was looking pretty grim for 215 miles, but it sort of dried up. And yeah, once we entered Portugal, the scenery changes quite dramatically, and I call it big, rolling hill and hilly rather than steep and mountainous, though it is quite high where we are at the moment, 2,000 feet. But they're quite an affluent sort of society. A grape growing region. They produce a lot of wine and port, and it reflects in the houses they live in and the turn around and the cars they drive. You know, some of the taxis are Mercedes. Look at, you know, it's just much nicer than Spain, I think, in as much as they have more money. They live in nicer houses. They look after their properties, and yeah, the drivers are absolutely nuts, really aggressive. Not heard of indicators. It was interesting yesterday the way we navigated some of the bigger cities. It was stressful. We all stayed together, worked together to mark junctions and turns, and it's good. It's a good feeling actually when you're working as part of a group. You feel part of something bigger. It's nice. The hotel we're staying in, I think it's called the Palacio something. I can't quite remember, but me and Zoe, being vegetarians, have struggled so far. It's like all there is to eat really in restaurants is salad. Salad and maybe chips and potatoes, cheese. Boring as shit. Everyone is obviously not vegetarian, and they're eating all these other things. I feel a little bit resentful, but I wouldn't consider eating that shit. But this morning we had this breakfast. It was absolutely amazing. I wish I took a picture of it. There's a fresh fruit, so delicious. Mango, kiwi, guavas, lots of sweet cakes and breads and cereal and coffee and fruit juice, freshly squeezed orange juice. I feel like I've had a proper feed. I feel good. I feel good. Doodle 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 doo. I knew that I would know. So yeah, all these fields here, all grapevine, you know, dedicated to growing grapes. So we're doing a short route today, about 60 miles or something like that. You know, we've had a lot of riding so far. I think I've actually, since the beginning of the trip, 1,696 miles. So quite a lot. I've done more than any of the others because I started at the beginning. Rob had a breakdown and was unable to come on the rides, and he had to stay in the hotel back in our first stop. So his bike was recovered and fixed. So yeah. There's 11 of us now. A nice bunch of lads. Good laugh. Got a little bit of. I've got one more video card left, so I'll do a bit of shooting. Look at this. It's another world. In Portugal they speak a different language to Spain, and the time difference is different as well, 1 hour again backwards I think, so we're the same as UK time now, whereas in Spain we're 1 hour forward. Tonight we're going out for pizza, hooray! Love this BMW, it's amazing. I think this camera's full or something. Maybe it needs a new battery. Yeah, it might need a new battery. I love the way this burbles and crackles and pops when you throttle off. It sounds good with a nice exhaust on it. I love the BMW so much, I might get the liquid cooled one. Just a slight upgrade. Might go for the adventure. Hear that? Nice. Bit dirty in places. Like my missus. Not really Heidi, my love. That's between me and you, isn't it? I had the best night's sleep last night so far. I shared with Tim, who was a bit of a snorer, but to be honest it didn't worry me. Nice. It's nice to know someone's there in some respects. It's not all tensed up trying not to snore. Yes. Yeah, I think because it's not so steep and it is more rolling, there's more. They're able to grow more crops. Oh, I think we might have gone the wrong way. Someone might have to help Zoe, I think. If Rob gets lost, we all get lost. We follow him. Aha! Pardon me. Pardon moi. We're off. Yeah, I've not been very well on the trip so far. I've had a stinking cold. I know it's not COVID because I've done a couple of tests, but wiped me out of sort of an upper respiratory, so nose and throat. Throat's been so sore, top of my chest. With a real fever for a couple of days. It's broken now. I don't feel so fucked, but just congested. So. Horrible when you feel like that, and you know you've got to share the same air as other people. You don't want to infect them either, you know. Yeah, the roads the first week were definitely better than the second week. So far, anyway. We had severe snow in the Picos. It was a real surprise for a lot of people, so we're in the middle of April and yeah, we're when we had to change hotels, me and Les to basically followed my sat-nav, but to try to take us up over the mountain roads, and it started to snow, and I thought, well, we'll keep going, it'll be alright. And then it was along the side of the roads, but the roads were clear. I thought, maybe it's doable, but we still weren't anywhere near the top. And then slowly but surely, bit by bit, the roads filled up with snow, and so we're riding in snow. There's maybe a couple, 2 or 3 inches in places, and a car coming down off the mountain, he was looking at me and waving. I thought, oh, this is not good. So we went a little bit further, but the wheels were getting stuck in the trenches of snow, and it was slipping around. I thought, no, it's stupid, so we turned round, followed Leslie's sat-nav, which took us down onto the main motorway route up to northern Spain, then back to the east. So a little bit of a detour, but it was such a relief to be able to get out and get to the next hotel. Just me and Les, that was. It was a good day, actually. I wasn't too concerned, because I knew that we could get back down the mountain. It wasn't like the evening before where I was with Don, or the day before, and we just done a massive, well, quite a big loop, 160 miles. We had to climb the top of this mountain pass to get back to the hotel. I was running out of fuel, and it was pissing down with snow, and it was cold. I mean, -5.5. And I was thinking, what if I ran out of snow up here? There's hardly any, there's no people. It's just wilderness, a snowy mountain, and Don was just chugging off. I couldn't see anything through my visor, and I thought, for an instant you start to visualise being stranded on your own up a mountain covered in snow. That concerned me. I was stressed. A lot of it is how you're feeling at the time. I was tired and cold. It definitely affects your view, mental and emotional view. Yeah, it's been a good holiday so far, anyway. Right, I'll sign off for a minute and I'll do a little bit more video later on. You can guarantee when I turn this camera off that there'll be some absolutely breathtaking views and crazy roads. I'll do the next mark. So this is the idea: the person in front of or behind the leader who doesn't change position marks the junction, points and shows people behind which way to go, and then once everyone's gone past, they join in, not at the back but just before the tail and Charlie sweeper. And then the whole process continues. So you operate as one unit. It's a nice feeling. Brilliant for navigating complicated cities like we were in yesterday. Look at that. Spain and Portugal, big Christian countries. I think also it's tourism. A lot of people do the Caminos, which is the pilgrimage walks from start and begin in Santiago de Compostela. So it brings a lot of people to the region, so I think it's very much commercial in a way. I suppose a lot of people's livelihoods depend on the tourist industry, and it's just another part of it, I think. It's like that at Lord's for sure. I think there's something in it that experiencing hardship, enduring hardship, can have some sort of awakening effect, I guess. I think it helps wake us from our slumber, our habitual patterns, and can allow us to see things more clearly. It can give us perspective. An insight that's similar to when I do a meditation retreat. We meditate in noble silence for 10 days at a Vipassana retreat. No talking to anyone, you're totally immersed in your own world, if you like. And the only place for the mind to go is into the past. It's bizarre. Or stay in the present moment, of course. And I often experience deep insight when I do the Vipassana courses. Meditation, sitting on a cushion for 14 hours a day, something. Start at 4 in the morning, you don't finish till 8:30, 9 o'clock in the evening. I recommend it. I think we're getting the best of the weather here in Portugal and northern Spain. Rob a little bit more space. The bike's being pretty faultless apart from the sender unit, so I'm getting fuel rushing up all the time. Reminds me I have to reset the trip. Trip reset. Apart from that, they're great bikes. Comfortable. I've not had an arse ache. And 1,700 miles that I've done. A little bit of shoulder and neck ache, but by far the most comfortable bike I've ever ridden. Capable. Won't set the world on fire, but quick enough. It's a shame they're so expensive. You could buy 2 Suzuki V-Strom 1000s for the price of 1 GS. That put things into perspective. I wouldn't say they're twice as good, but they are good. Probably the best adventure bike on the market in terms of reliability and practicality and versatility. Yay, some big words. Yeah, the hospitality at our hotel has been the best so far. Very friendly, upbeat, cheerful. They do their best. I don't think they're rich people, but you know, everything's little touches like towels on the bed made into a little puppy dog, and it's nice and clean. The food is excellent. The hosts are just so friendly. It's been good. A really nice bunch of people. There's been some stresses. It's quite natural. Obviously Rob's got a lot to contend with and trying to sort out the routes and everything. He's going for it. No, might not. No. Doce. That's Spanish. Going fast. Yeah, the advanced riders are not slow, but they are relatively safe. They like to make progress, crack on and do overtakes, but they're not stupid about it. None of us want to get caught speeding or die, basically. We want to continue to enjoy the rides. I find other riders are generally, they don't ride so frequently, they haven't got the skills, they're stupid, they just take unnecessary risks and they haven't got the skills. That's how it works, that's the drop-off system. It's up to the rider to choose a safe and convenient place. You did have one or two whoopsies with the drop-off where people missed the marker. So I stopped at this roundabout with a right-hand junction. It's quite a small road, and I stopped on the slip. It's the only place that I could see to stop, and the riders directly behind me all turned in, no problem, and then Andy went past, totally oblivious, missed me, stuck my hand out, the rest all went past, and even Mark Box went past. He looked at me and then just carried on. I thought, what the fuck? You know, what else can you do? And anyway, I got the blame for that one. Apparently I didn't mark the junction properly, but I disagreed. Yeah. There we are. Anyway, apart from that, it's been alright. Yeah, wibbly bits, wibbles. Wibble wobbles. Wibble. I think most people are overbiked, to be honest. We all like the performance, but ability is key to riding quick, not performance. I wouldn't say I'm the best. It depends on your perspective. But I think one of the biggest benefits to my riding was doing the skills days at Thruxton, I might have said before. Yeah, it definitely builds your confidence in what the bike is capable of doing in a safe environment. Couldn't recommend it any more, really. It's brilliant. Right, I'll switch off for a little while. Join me later, folks.